Guys, put on your tuxes. It's awards day. Week 10 filled with upsets and huge performances. Take a look at the top performers in the NFC. Dalvin Cook is a monster, leading the league in rushing, not by a lot, but still doing his thing out there. Jadeveon Clowney, justifiably so.
Those two guys are monsters, right? And how cool is the bottom one?
Yeah.
Younghoe Koo, the Falcons kicker, the YouTube sensation, the former Charger. We've talked about him a lot on the show. Player of the week. Congratulations, Younghoe.
Triggs, let's take a look at the AFC.
Who do we got in the AFC? Because Lamar Jackson had a day against the Bengals. Look at the numbers, but also it's the impact of the highlights and some of those passes. And on defense, Jamal Adams, you remember he had the strip of Daniel Jones and the return. Kyle compared it to Troy Polamalu. And then we love seeing that. A Miami Dolphin, the second straight week. Awesome. Dolphins get a victory. Jason Sanders on the road against one of the greatest kickers of all time, Adam Vinatieri, and getting the best of the Colts with that victory.
Yeah, you want to see any of those guys in the Pro Bowl? Well, it's up to you. You can vote your favorite guys onto the 2020 Pro Bowl roster. Make your pick and enter to win exclusive prizes at NFL.com/Pro Bowl vote. The 2020 Pro Bowl presented by Verizon is not too far away. What a nice little
be there.
Christmas present. January 26th, we always are. At 3.
Boots on the ground.
Time for some Whiteboard Wednesday. I mean, I'm sure fans will want to vote Lamar Jackson. Will he be available that week, though? Is the question. They lost their first game of the season on Monday Night Football, the Week 10 loss that leaves you, though, with the most questions. You're scratching your head at what coming into this week?
Okay, all right.
Coming off a bye, coming off those 2 wins in a row. They got Jalen, Rams. The Rams, I don't know what was going on in the Rams' offensive game plan there. I know there were injuries, but Cooper Kupp goes from having 220 yards and being the greatest receiver to ever touch a football field to having 0 receptions. Todd Gurley goes from being one of the guys they were leaning on early in this game to having no action in the fourth quarter. I don't know what to do with the Rams because I came on the show last week and said, okay, now they're going to hit their stride. Now they hit their acceleration. They did not bring it in Pittsburgh, and there's serious reason for concern because, as Mike Silver just said, the NFC is really good. You can't dig the Rams game was. I'm not sure how you could play that way off a bye.
Going into this week, we had these questions about whether a team was good or not, whether they were really good or just the product of their record. Eek. The Bills lost to Cleveland team that had not won in a long, long time, and you can already feel the fake good Fugazi paranoia setting in Western New York. They've beaten no one. They beat the Titans, and not the Tannehill Titans, the other Titans. And, guys, they play Miami this week. If you don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick can beat them, you're not paying attention. No one knows better than Buffalo that Fitzpatrick is fearless. They could lose again, and then the wheels are off.
The watch you bought in the alley stops working a little bit. The label starts peeling on the edges.
100%. You bought Folkleys. Should have got Oakleys.
Folkleys. I'm going with the Bengals lost to the Ravens. You're thinking, Nate, what are you talking about? It's Lamar Jackson that has me kind of confused on what he really is because I knew he was good. But is this a bigger message to the entire league that Lamar Jackson is perfect passer rating good? We're talking 3 TDs, 0 interception good. I don't know if you guys understand this, but when it comes to top-tier players, sometimes they play a game that even themselves are shocked by, and he's like, wait a minute, am I really this good? And am I going to do this to the rest of the league?
It's the Jordan Shrug.
It's the Jordan
I didn't know I had these threes.
Keep in mind, guys, this is a professional team.
Yep.
Guys get paid millions of dollars, and they knew who they were going up against in Lamar Jackson, and he looked unstoppable. This might be a bigger message to the entire league that Lamar will do what he did to the Bengals to every defense he faces.
I'd love for you to answer the actual question coming off a loss, but I'm not mad about it.
Coming off a loss, the Bengals.
No, that's true. They did lose.
Good spin, but I like that you're segueing to our next question about Lamar Jackson. He's winning people over left and right. The song that best sums up his meteoric rise to stardom is what? Tweet your answers, by the way, at GMFB and use a whiteboard, a piece of paper, or just your Twitter.
Sure.
I'm going to go back to the 1970s to a band that we know as BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive, because I think we're just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. Baby. That's all I'll say. I'm going to say this. You ain't seen nothing yet. This team right now, that is BTO, and these guys are just getting started. I would say this. Lamar Jackson, you want to do a fact check?
I'm binging.
I thought BTO was taking care of business.
I'm pretty sure it's BTO. They've got more than one hit.
I love you, bud.
You do your fact checks.
Okay.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm being in. Go ahead, keep
What
going.
do we got? I'm going to say you ain't seen nothing yet, and it's all about Lamar Jackson.
BTO.
So I think we're just getting started. But Kyle, please, go on. Keep the segment going. It's all right. It's all right. It's good.
You ain't seen, but baby, that's BTO. Peter, I apologize. Go ahead.
I'll jump right in. I'm going to go with run this town. Okay, of course, it's a play on words because he's running everywhere. We can compliment him on his passing ability and his arm strength, but it's the fact that Lamar Jackson, when he decides to keep the ball, he's going to do stuff like this. I got Run This Town by Jay-Z, and in there it says, life's a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, and I don't care. I feel like he breaks the rules. He's an actual cheat code, as we say every single weekend.
It's a really good song. It really is.
So you went 70s to 2000s. Pretty sure. It might have been Cisco. I'm gonna go with the mid 80s, 1985. An unthinkable pairing between two great artists. And I look at what Baltimore's doing, and every time Lamar's out there, it is a party all the time.
What's up, Eddie?
I'm in the booth with Eddie.
Okay.
I'm in the booth with Rick. There's probably a lot of things in that booth that shouldn't be. Number 2 on the charts. An unbelievable song about Eddie, just this girl, he wants to hang out with her, and she's just, all she wants to do is party. She's giving her numbers out at clubs, but when I watch Lamar, you got to watch the Ravens every week. It is a party all the time, and I won't sing it.
Do you think there's a duck collar in that booth?
Probably not.
One or two of those in there.
Something that looks like one. I see what you're saying, yeah.
The Eagles play the Patriots in what will most certainly be a rehash of the Philly special all week long. We got a head start on it yesterday, but the one NFL play that you cannot see enough is, now, Nate, take your time. Are you going to go Lamar Jackson? Oh, when you guys do it, it's all fine. But
What you doing in college, Kay?
when I do it, I get that.
Trying to weed out the bad answers.
Dad over here.
Come on.
Well, take your time writing more Lamar Jackson for a third question in a row. What do you got, Shriggs?
Steve Young's crazy run against the Vikings. I can watch it all day, every day. If you're not familiar with it, it's one of the NFL Films classic plays. Here's Steve Young, a lefty quarterback, goes in there, rolls around, here we go, and then just watch the exact 3 guys, 4 guys, give me a 5th guy, 5 guys. This is a quarterback running. We know we love Lamar Jackson, but you just want to talk sheer silliness in a play and sheer hustle.
This is crazy.
Steve Young, one of the greatest quarterbacks, and stumbling, he's into the end zone. I could watch that play all day, every day. This is when Steve Young really broke out as a 49ers quarterback. It was early on in his career. Obviously, in '88, he wouldn't win a Super Bowl until '95. So Steve Young, his run against the Vikings, one of my favorite plays of all time.
It's like he broke a couple of those tackles. It's like you ain't seen nothing yet, and it was into overdrive.
But it was Thurgood.
Yeah, I know. My bad.
Don't worry about it.
I hate to pick on the Bills this segment, but before you roll the clip, I'm just going to put a name up.
Yeah.
And what does this make you think of?
Sean
Brian
Taylor.
Moorman is a former. I'm sorry, but was that Sean Taylor? Yeah. Brian Moorman is a Buffalo Bills punter. Got to the Pro Bowl, very good punter.
Okay.
And he made one really questionable decision in the Pro Bowl when he decided to take off and run with the ball. And what happened next with the late Sean Taylor said 3, 2, 1. Oh, hi, punter. Goodbye, Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl. The greatest play in Pro Bowl history. My favorite play in professional football history. You will always remember where you were when. And by the way to play winner. Clean shot, shoulder to the sternum.
Way to play winner.
Don't be showing up here, Brian Moorman. Sean Taylor knew one speed. Pro Bowl, Super Bowl, doesn't matter.
Kyle,
absolute decleater.
I have never seen that play.
It's the best.
It was
Brian
clinic.
Moorman versus Sean Taylor. May he rest in peace. It's my favorite play in the history of the sport, not exaggerating. Oh,
Pro Bowl.
To the legend. All right, I'm going with Bo Jackson.
What do you got, Nick?
Running into the tunnel after a long run. We're talking Bo Jackson versus my team, not just because I played for him, but when I was a child, I lived in Seattle, so I used to love the Seahawks. And Bo Jackson just made these guys look like little kids, and he was running so fast that he just kept going in the tunnel. How about that? In the Kingdom. Shout out to the Kingdom. It doesn't exist.
Second best play of that game from Bo. The other one is ruining Brian Bosworth's career by just running over him. Boom.
You know what that run needs, though? It needs next-gen stats.
It does.
Honestly, Matt Breida's really fast. I don't think he was close to Bo. We got to have that. Somebody dropped those on there, right? Where's Brinkus?
7. Love that. The story of the day, though. Story of the day is Colin Kaepernick.
Sure.
He's going to work out on Saturday in Atlanta. Who's going? Who's invited? Where could he possibly end up if all goes well? What do we expect him to look like after missing season after season? We'll give you all the latest, our perspective here on the show. And could there be a fantasy stud in the Atlanta backfield this weekend? Ooh.
Oh, yeah, right? In Atlanta's backfield?